Hello everyone! In today's video, we're going to see a little bit of my Expo convention prep. If you've missed me for the last few months, I'll have another video talking about where I've been, what I've been up to, because it has been a wild ride. One of the things that I decided that I wanted to do is to vend at one of our local reptile expos, inspired by my little friend down here who is a banana ball python. He is very sweet. He is the inspiration for my Bloom Keeper piece that you guys will see. He is the warden of the lilies of one of my realms in the Veilgarden. And if you're not familiar with the Veilgarden universe, I will be making a video so that we can talk a little bit more about my universe. So today you'll see my studio. I've moved. It is a little messy right now as I get all of my convention prep started. I've got prints on the way, my stickers are on the way. Now I get to make some of my display items. I'm gonna have a mix of menu style or more self-serve items. Haven't 100% made up my mind. I may do a mix, or I may do purely menu style for now with some display items color-coded and numerically and alphabetically coded so that it makes the buying experience a little bit easier. I'm also going to have my dad helping me. That way he doesn't have to know what all of the names are of my pieces, and so he can kind of help me just check folks out. He's a very exploratory little boy. He's already been out for maybe 45 minutes, and so he's fairly calm. He's a young ball python, about 2 years old, and so he is not the idle little rock that many people purport ball pythons to be. So he likes to explore things, likes to do a lot of sniffing. I might actually go and put him back in his enclosure now that he's been out for about an hour so that he feels a little bit more secure. He also has not peed on me, and so I don't want to ruin my luck there. I will be right back so that we can continue with our expo prep. Please enjoy my sweet little boy having a good time, exploring, being so gentle. Not only am I going to show you my con prep, but you'll follow me along to the Midwest Reptile Show itself, and then I will tell you a little bit about some of my product counts for this particular show, what I focused on, what some of my observations were, reflections after the con, and my profit margin at the end. The best part of the show wasn't the sales or even the reptile. It was spending time with my dad and being reminded of something I've been trying to capture through the Veilgarden this whole time. We live in a world that moves so quickly that it's easy to stop noticing things. The birds outside our windows, the insects beneath our feet, the stories carried by people we've never truly met. Veilgarden is my attempt to slow down and pay attention, to celebrate the beauty, impermanence, and wonder woven through life itself. And if this convention taught me anything, it's that there are still plenty of people out there willing to stop and wonder with me. I just realized I didn't record any of my portfolio process. I was so tired and just trying to get this out of the way that I did not bother to record it. Man, this convention process is a lot, okay? And then having to record it when I look like I'm in my PJs, is hard. So I was like, you know what? I just need to get it done. So I didn't record it, but I'm going to show you now. So here's my price list. You want to know how I made this? I made it on Canva. And also I made these mock-ups in Procreate. If you've seen some of my other videos, you'll see how you can use Procreate. I don't know that I have a video for how to create mock-ups, but I am sure that I can get that together.
Here is convalescence. I've got the code for the print to make it easy to reference and ask for. Here is so many reflections. Okay, I can do it. I can do it. Says Rael rests in the space between what was and what may yet be. Healing here is unhurried. All things return, though not unchanged. He lives in the Tide Court. He is a fae, and he is the lordship of the Drowned Ruins. It was recorded by Thimble Underleaf, who I have yet to catalog because he is busy. Thimble is a busy little man. He is off recording most of our special friends that live in the Veilgarden. And so one of these days, he will sit still enough that we can have him have a picture of him somewhere. So that was just a couple examples of my portfolio. All of them have descriptions, so come check them out at the next show. All right, so for my grid cube setup, I opted for 3 cubes to elevate my raffle drum and my portfolio. So I'm building that first. All right, and then I have the base skeleton of the table layout pretty much set up. Here I am starting the process of cutting out the square foam board backing for my sticker display. I regret not having one of those cutting boards that people use for their crafts because I just relied on pressure and carpet. It was not ideal. It was also significantly harder to use an X-Acto knife. Not that I think I had very many options, but cutting through the foam board was for sure not as easy as I thought it would be, even though it was a brand new blade. I had some double-sided sticky tape that I used for the backs of the sticker display itself. Some of you might wonder, why am I on the floor all the time? That is a great question, because not only do I have a desk, but I also have a drawing table, and yet I somehow choose to sit on the floor every time because I really just like sitting crisscross applesauce. I don't know how you call that, cross-legged. I'd rather do work in my bed, on the floor. Isn't there some sort of meme about how bisexuals sit all wonky? As far as my inventory goes, I had about 20 to 25 each of each particular sticker. For my prints, for the lore cards, I ended up getting more of each print just because the smaller mini prints tend to sell a little bit easier, so I did about 10 of each of those. For the 8x10s, I did about 4 of each, and then for the 11x14s, I did 2 of each print. For the tote bags, since I wasn't really sure if the prints that I selected for the tote bags were going to generate any community interest, or if tote bags themselves were going to perform without some sort of entertaining meme-worthy saying, I just got 1 of each of the tote bags, except for the please do not perceive me tote bag, which I got 2, and it seems like that one had generated the most amount of interest anyway, so I will be reordering that one, and also putting Petalwink on a tote bag as well. For my mugs, I got about 2 of each kind. I had 3 total prints, again, because I wasn't quite sure what prints or characters would sell and whether or not mugs would even be something that people would be interested in. Alas, I left them at home, so I do not have that product data.
Good morning! It is the day of the Midwest Reptile Show. I'm going to be on a hustling time crunch here. I'm waiting for my dad so that we can go inside and set up the booth. I took about 4 hours to set up last time, so I'm hoping that with the extra set of help and already kind of having a vision in my head about where things go, that it's not going to take me 4 hours this time, because I only have 3 hours to set up, and I think we're going to get there exactly at 7, and so running on Cuban time. I may not have a whole bunch of time to show the booth setup if I've got to set up a tripod and kind of film us doing the actual like setup and takedown, so I may just have to show you guys the final product so that we can get everything set up in time. So we're here at the Midwest Reptile Show. I am finally set up with my booth here. Got the gaming desk mats, my onesies. Here's our raffle booth, our prints, our 8x10s down here, and then my stickers, my lure cards. I've got a blanket, some canvases as well. I've got some tote bags here. I love my Please Do Not Perceive Me bag. Might be my favorite one. Here's my hawk canvas, my stickers. I'm doing a menu style this time, just to make it a little easier on me. Here's my lure cards. I've got little candles, super excited. And we're doing a little raffle as well. So we'll have folks fill out their name and their email, and there's a chance to win a free 8x10 print of their choice. My dad is helping me down there. Poppy, say hi. Hi. Here are my sticker packs. They got the Cozy Pack and the Gods Pack. I actually think I need to lower this a little bit so I can see that there's a Reptile Pack. So far, checking in again, we've had some folks buy some stickers. I've had my sticker packs sell here. It's been about 2 hours in, and we've had a couple of sales. We've got some lure cards that have gone home and some stickers and magnet requests. So might make that part of my regular rotation here, just depending on how many people express interest in that too. I haven't quite had a chance to go and explore the expo right now. We've got some really nice booth neighbors who educated my dad a little bit on ball pythons, and we've got some hedgehogs next door, which is super cool. Maybe I will get a chance to go explore here in just a little bit. I'm here at Naptown Reptiles. This is Chad doing an awesome job manning his booth here. We've got some cute little babies down here. Thank you. I paused it.
Clowns can be traumatic for them.
Yes, for sure. I'm here at Morph Obsessions booth. Kevin's been super amazing. I got my first ball python from him. He's got some beautiful little babies here as well. It's been so helpful. We'll check out what he's got now. Got a super cute little banana pastel. Look at you. Hi, babies. Got some big babies here, too. Everybody. Got some spot nose highways, Franz. Look at the little pies. Look at him being so cute.
Both they'll do is one is like travel. There's Osborne Reptiles, super helpful. I'm stopping by Osborne Reptiles. He's been super awesome. Answers all of my questions about all of his babies. I'm really excited about the blood pythons here today. I'll show you some of that. And I'm looking at this candy pied ball python. She's super pretty too. Oh, look at her. She is a thick, chunky girl. I love her. It's got several really pretty babies here today. Banana pewter, look at you. I'm sure he's super excited. I'm not super familiar with all of the morphs, but this is the world's first pewter pie. Very cute. It looks like a little panda of some sort. Here's all of the sweet. Oh, hi, little blood. So cute. I am personally a little biased. I like all of my albino, not albino. What's the word I'm looking for? Like my low melanin babies. Look at him. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Oh, you are so cute. Got, ooh, orange dream in there. They're fancy, fancy, fancy. Very cool. Hi, sweet babies. Little freeway baby looking here. Hello. Oh my goodness. A little ultramel in there too. I'm here at Critter Connection. We got a bunch of cute little items here. We got some snuffle mats for your pups. Got some heat lamps, some hides. Got some pellets for your hedgehogs. And also super exciting is the actual hedgehog baby. Hi.
I'm Gail at Critter Connection. I've been breeding hedgehogs since 1997.
Awesome.
Look out our website and see who is available.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to do a little. Hi, I'm here at Blackwater Basics.
And I'm James, and this is represents the Blackwater Basics strip. And here we have some desk pets, some little shrimp in there. Let's see if I can find one. Oh, there you go.
Look at you, how
And
cute.
these go home. This is the carrying case, and they go home to this. And you would put those into this right here, and it would look like this. So they've really been a hot seller today. We had this filled up today, and it's just been really good. People really got to have it. So thank you.
Is it okay if my dad takes a video? Okay. I'm trying to vlog too. Hi. I'm calming down, little babies.
Like a girl. There's a little thing.
$1.25.
So overall, I think that went really well. I would like to continue to improve my booth setup, improve my cosplay skills. I don't think I was able to stay in character as much as I really wanted to. I think maybe next time, now that I have a little bit more practice, I can do more of an experiential booth so that you guys can feel like you're walking into the Veilgarden. That is my goal for next time. So I will be back in September, and I will also be going to the World Oddities Expo in November, plus or minus the Monument Circle Art Fair. Not 100% sure on that one just yet, but let's see. I'm waiting to hear back about whether or not I'll be going there. So I've got a few more shows lined up already for this year. Pretty excited. I look forward to meeting everybody and seeing what sorts of artwork you love, what inspires you, what animals you have. I am always down to see cute pet pictures, please. Like, makes my day. Overall, pretty happy with how my first convention turned out. I know everybody says as long as you make your table back, you're in pretty good shape. Granted, I invested apparently $2,800 between display materials and products. I kind of went more hardcore in my display materials because I didn't want it to feel too much like a first-time booth. Like, I wanted it to be more of an experience, and so I spent more on decorations, on moss, on fake candles, on little glass candle holders and candelabras. Did I have enough space at the table? No. But for when I do a huge 10 by 10 booth, I'm certainly going to have more ambiance to set. And so I was setting myself up for kind of the big picture for the future. And so I was fine investing a little bit more kind of upfront for that, knowing that, okay, I want to make my artwork higher of a priority in my life. And so going to conventions and expos is going to be a regular part of my routine. So I would like to tell myself that it's only up from here, right? I can only do better and better as I learn more and more every step of the way. From what I heard from the other vendors was that this was a pretty slow show. And I think we see that trend across the board, not just at the reptile expos, but with inflation, it's making it harder for people to keep up with their regular bills, taking care of their families. And I 100% understand that. Art is a luxury item that, if you have to make the choice between feeding your leopard gecko and buying leopard gecko art, you're probably going to choose to feed your leopard gecko or your actual human child. Like, do not fault anybody for that. So from what I hear, though, the September show is a little busier, and of course the 2-day expo is busier as well. So we shall see how these timelines tend to affect. There might be some seasonality that affects the overall profits of every show. That's kind of what it sounds like from what I heard from some of the other vendors, though. So seems to go along with what we see in the vet field, actually. So we tend to see some seasonality to our appointments as we get closer to holidays or the summer. We don't always see that huge spike in visits. We'll see more spikes, if we have heat stroke cases, but then those go to the emergency room. But things that coincide with summer vacation, spring break, we tend to see like a drop-off period leading into those holidays. And then shortly after the holidays, then we see a spike because Fluffy got into that ham and now they got pancreatitis and they're pooping their pants. So we do see that kind of seasonality just depending on the economy, and people sometimes have to make the choices, between their human children and their pet children. And that is just a reality of pet ownership and being in the vet field, So I'm experienced with that being a factor. So I'm not particularly, offended or upset or have particular expectations. I just know that is just the nature of luxury items. And a pet sometimes when you have to make the choice between medical bills for the humans in the family, like something's got to give sometimes. That is a reality that I understand. Artwork falls into the same category, so we shall see how things pan out over the next year or so. Maybe we'll notice some trends. Maybe they'll be different than the trends that I see in the vet field. That would be interesting for me to note as well, just from a curiosity perspective. All right, so I'm going to show you guys some of my numbers. I initially spent about $60 on the table, which is fairly reasonable, especially for my first convention. And I didn't really have any expectations going into this. I expected people to really kind of stop by, have conversation, and I really enjoyed that. I think that the majority of people that come to the Reptile Expo are predominantly there to shop for an animal, or they bring their kids, and so now it's a learning opportunity about different types of reptiles and teaching them responsibility and things like that. And so there are not big community expectations for different types of vendors. So at this expo, we have things that are related to animals, like pet stores or logs for your terrarium, and a variety of different types of animals, and the other types of vendors that are more artistic are more limited. And so I was the only print artist there. There was a jewelry artist, I believe, and they also sell crystals and things like that. So the variety of creative works, again, limited, but that allows us to have a little bit more opportunity to interact with the showgoers. And so I found that gave me a little bit more opportunity to build relationships with people and really just kind of delve into that aspect of things. I am going to show you guys my numbers for transparency's sake, and in case anybody is interested for a more realistic timeline for what someone's first show or convention or expo might look like. My type of business or artwork is something that people may connect with only after having a conversation and getting to know my work and what is the story behind all of my characters. So I didn't really have some sort of number or goal in mind for this particular show. It really was more of kind of research gathering and also meeting the community and kind of trying to find my audience as well. So I think I received some very valuable information about which pieces really spoke to people. Did my expectations match reality as far as what pieces people would relate to the most? I think it makes a little bit more sense that people were interested in my reptile art, seeing as I was at the Reptile Expo, and people felt, an affinity towards the reptile that they have at home, or reptiles that they would like to have at home, and some of my stickers as well. I think with more silly sayings were more appreciated as well by the folks at the expo. And so as far as types of products that did well, I'm happy to go over that here in a moment. So we'll talk about my financials here in a moment, and then I'll chat with you about which products tended to perform very well. Here I made myself a mini expense tracking sheet. I haven't quite filled it out yet. That's something that I'm going to do here in a little bit to see what my profits are and kind of track them over time. Frankly, I did not cover my gross investment, okay? Which, if you look at the total cost of my product types altogether, was about $14.74. So that plus what I initially invested in, the $14.30, puts me at about $28.93 for initial investment. And so I spent $60 on the expo table, which is fine. And I will show you what my revenue was from the show. Again, keeping in mind that I am trying to grow an audience right now. I don't have a huge audience, and so a lot of this is me putting myself out there in the community, meeting some people, and getting my name out there essentially. So as you can see, I have a little graph of my peak busiest times here, which it was between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Of my gross sales, I had $203. So thank you to everybody, of course, that stopped by. It was super nice to meet you guys, and I really, really appreciate everybody's support. It means the world to me. I want to share that I did have some discounts that I bundled together for folks who used who bought more than one item. And so for that, there were 3 particular orders that used the discount codes. I used the sticker pack code for the collector that bought 2 sticker packs. That was interesting. That is here in my transactions section. So those are the discounts. That's useful info for me to note in my convention expense tracker. So that way I can note if there are any patterns between prints and artwork that tend to perform better with any discounts. So I don't actually have this broken down by sticker just yet. So I'm going to add those individual stickers, and then I'll be able to track the types of discounts that are available for the stickers. So for instance, right here for the lore cards and the prints, we have the pricing bundle for the 8x10, 2 for $30, or 3 for $42. And then these are for the prints for any 5 for $50. So nobody took advantage of this particular discount, but that doesn't necessarily tell me that it's a useless discount to have. I think I just need a little bit more data. For the lore cards, we had 3 for $12 and then any of 5 for $50. So for the stickers, I'll have to put in every individual design so that I can track which discounts are linked to which design. I have down here that we had some cash payments and some square fees as well. So overall, net sales, not factoring in the square fees or the cash payments, puts me at about $183. And that is, I think, a pretty satisfactory number considering that I had no expectations. I have not started building a following or community just yet. Shout out to those of you that asked me if I was going to be at Gen Con. I would love to be at Gen Con. I have not applied for 2026, but I will certainly consider applying for 2027 and beyond. I do know that the competition is fairly fierce right now, so I wish you guys to cross your fingers for me. I will be crossing fingers for myself. Shout out to those of you that really appreciated my "Please do not perceive me" tote bag. You guys are my people. Yes, I will be bringing more of those. I have heard your requests. Fret not. There will be more. I also appreciate everybody that stopped by and got a desk mat. My Bloomkeeper desk mat was definitely the star of the show here. Thank you guys. I also have one of Bellicose, who needs a good home. He really does. My other desk mat is my Red Hawk one. I've got him as a portrait, but he actually looks super cool as a desk mat because of the iridescent-ish colors there. Came out really nice. I have a Bloomkeeper tote bag as well that lots of folks had some interest in. And then received your special request to get a leopard gecko. So I will have Petal Link on a tote bag just for you, friend. We'll get Petal Link on a tote bag for you. I also want to add that if you like any of my art and you didn't see it on a tote bag and want it as a print, you are totally welcome to message me and request it so that we can get that out for you. I do pattern design as well, so getting my artwork onto the tote bag or item of your choice is really not an issue for me at all. I'm totally happy to do that. So feel free to message me if you don't see it immediately. Here's one of my pieces that attracted quite a bit of attention at the show. This is Bellicose Pusillanimous. He is the resident wizard of hollow air. He's frequently buried in his tomes, and yet he is often requested by the town residents to come and do small things like fix the fence posts, craft a love potion. I love him so much. Here we have Petal Link. He collects the dew from the lilies. Some think that this partially powers the rest of the Veilgarden. He is a mischievous little guy. We had some requests to put Petal Link on a tote bag. Bloom Keeper was my best-selling piece at the show. Unsurprising, as ball pythons are one of the most beloved of our reptile pets and kind of our gateway reptiles for many. He feeds the lilies. He is their caretaker, the warden of the lilies. Feeds them with all of his love and energy as he swims through the fields of dreams and consciousness in which the lilies bloom. King Cozy also captured the hearts of many. He is our resident lordship of the stillness. No one quite knows the extent of his powers, of course. However, the Veilgarden manages to protect his sleep with ferocity. He is frequently found slumbering, gathering his beauty sleep, and harnessing all of his energy for the one day that the Veilgarden may need him most. He found his way into the homes of many. He is our adorable crested gecko leader. Special shout out to everybody that participated in the raffle. I am so excited. We're going to do the drawing right now. So you give me just a moment. I'm going to make sure that these are all randomized, shaken up. And for those of you that don't know, I have a raffle drum at my table. And so you can enter a ticket to win a free 8x10 print of your choice. And so I am going to pick one lucky winner today. All right, Miss Emma. I will be sending Emma an email so that we can confirm your address, and then you can pick a print of your choice so that we can ship it to your house. All right. If you have any questions, you can always respond to my email. I have it go straight to my phone, so I should be pretty available to answer any questions you might have. Congratulations. I'm so excited to send you a print. The setup took us about 2.5 hours. We got there a little bit late, and teardown just took us an hour. So I thought that was pretty good timing, considering that it took me 4 hours the first time to set it up by myself. And we ran into a couple of exciting snags. I realized that getting the entire grid set up onto the table and then setting items on top of it was difficult because I had to stand on the table. How am I going to get around that? My display is pretty tall on purpose, right? I want people to be able to see my booth from a little bit further away, across the way on the other side of the building. And so having to stand on the table was a little frightening and impacted the speed at which I could get items set up. So I had to start kind of top down and then work my way to the other side. So that presented some interesting coordination challenges with my dad, who was extremely helpful throughout the whole process. So Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. I also might bring a step stool the next time. Not just a step stool, like one that has multiple steps, a step ladder. Is that what they're called? A step ladder. I don't know that I can fly with those, but I may have to consider bringing one because I'm a little on the shorter side. Made it a little challenging, but got it all figured out, and I think next time will be a little bit smoother. Certainly grateful for the extra help. My dad graciously agreed to come help me set up and take down. He stayed with me the whole time. He was adorable. I got to watch him touch a snake, so that was exciting for me, maybe less exciting for him, I don't know, but I think I enjoyed that quite a lot. Enjoyed interacting with some of the vendors as well, and building some of those relationships was exciting. So I got to talk a little bit with the breeder that gave me my ball python, and he's, as always, phenomenal, very helpful, willing to share some pro tips with me as well. So Morph Obsession, Kevin with Morph Obsession, he's great. I learned that the packaging process, when you're in the middle of trying to gather the prints and package them up, since I had a display menu style, it did take me a little bit of time to package everything up and then give it to my supporters. And I think the next time I might have a few more things ready to go and already pre-packaged, just to kind of speed up that process, especially the sticker packs. The sticker packs were kind of an experiment for me to see what sorts of art people gravitated to. And I did actually sell a few sticker packs, and so now I can have a better idea of what to have pre-packaged, because hunting for each individual item, even though I had them all labeled, still took a little bit more time than I anticipated. It was great having my dad help me, but if I'm going to be soloing any of these conventions in the future, if I have to pack in the moment and then invoice, that can slow down the process for me as well. So I may have to get a little bit more creative and or pre-package some things ahead of time. Thank you guys for joining me while I did my vlog. If you would like to see more of this type of content, please like and subscribe. That will help me be dispersed out onto the YouTube ecosystem to find more folks that will resonate with my artwork, more folks that will enjoy seeing my process. That way, if you are also interested in tagging along and starting this adventure for yourself, you're welcome to see what kind of process I have, what kind of progress is realistic or not. And that way you don't feel discouraged when you're not, making thousands of dollars at your first convention. So, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.